You're listening to the Gem Mint Podcast by GFNF. Your weekly breakdown of sports cards, hobby news, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, Jake and Nico.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Gem Mint by GFNF. It is July 14th. It is Thursday. Another little one-day delay, but that one-day delay means we're one day closer to the National in Atlantic City. We are 13 days out now, so we got one more episode in between, and then, yeah, the Natty. As always, I got Jake here. What's up, dude?
13 days, yeah. Episode 26, we didn't say it last week, but...
Oh, yeah.
On a little quarter piece, 25 episodes, now 26. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Something, a little minor, no big deal.
Yeah.
Not looking for any praise or anything, but
yeah, shoot it on Twitter if you got it.
Yeah. But yeah, let's hop into it. We're gonna run through our usual stuff, and then we are gonna switch over to talk with Solise, who is we'll get into a little bit more, but I always call him our resident KSR expert. But he's also our resident sports gambler. So. Yeah, I think we're going to run through some, probably mostly some NFL stuff, some NFL futures. And, we'll have him on at the end. So let's get going here. On the retail front, no Target. Some people think that had to do with Amazon Prime Day because, the other big retailers were trying to compete and give similar deals and stuff. So no cards, which is okay. Not a really big deal. Does seem like Prism's winding down a bit, online and in store. We did get Walmart again this week. They did that weird thing where it looks like they stocked at 3, but then this week they stocked at 10 instead of 9. So they're no consistency aside from it being Wednesday, which
might be the point.
Yeah, I mean that's fine if it's the same day, in that window. I mean, it's all right. It's not a big deal. Pretty low stock though relative to the last few drops, which I think is good. I think we're at a point now where we've all stockpiled enough of this crap, and we're ready for it to stop coming out now, and for football to start pretty much. So. We'll keep an eye going forward. I think we'll see maybe one more on Target with some scraps, probably some hanger scraps. They did have. I don't know if this happened to you, but I know it happened to me. A bunch of members got blasters instead of hangers, as well as cellos, which is technically a come up because obviously they're more expensive, but at least
hangers are rare.
Yeah, I wanted my hanger boxes. I tried every which way to get them to do anything for me, and it was not going well. But yeah, that seemed to happen to a lot of people. So curious if they just, oversold, and we're like, just throw whatever in there. We got blasters laying around, so just fill the orders with blasters.
Probably.
But yeah, I guess we'll find out next week probably what it dropped. We did also have a pretty big hobby release today. Optic football first off the line. Dutch auction starting at $17.50, drops every 5 minutes. We had a target buy-in at $1,000 for the members, and it sold out one price drop below that, right?
Yeah, it was actually the price drop because it went from it was $1,014 down to $968. So it was right on target. It stayed at $968 for maybe a minute or two and then was gone.
Yeah, probably just people trying to get their orders to process at that point. I think that was a really solid price to get it at if you were able to get it. Just a great product, on-card autos unlike Prism. 2 autos in the boxes unlike the regular hobby, which should probably be $750, $800. So pretty much another $150. $200 for a second auto, which is at a 50. You're guaranteed an auto at a 50, which is pretty solid. So Yeah, great little cook for members there. Manual Panini as always. KSR has it too, but a lot of people just use the app. It's a game of who's gonna buy first and at the right time, but seemed to go well this week. I guess like on the botting front, like two different things. So the usual kind of bot we use for Walmart seemed to struggle a bit. Could have just been the low stock, but it just seemed I think some of their PX solution has been kind of clipped pretty much, so what they say. It's just not working, so they probably got to go back in the lab. And we got obviously Optic on the way. We're going to be looking to clean up on that for sure. And then we get a big KSR update about some. Obviously, it's like a constant game of trying to get like cookies to pretty much work, and it seems like there might be some sort of I guess relationship between how you harvesting cookies on KSR and pretty much how the bot's using them on a task. So we did get an update to, I guess, kind of maybe alleviate some of that. So I think everyone's pretty excited to get a drop to see if that helps, because that's always everyone's biggest fear is like, oh, the drop happens and your cookies are shit. But
yeah, I mean, I can't remember a drop where I had bad cookies. I've had problems like leading up to it where I thought they were going to be rough, but it always seems to come through at the last minute.
Yeah, some people just have terrible proxies and they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely some user error, I think, but yeah, Brian always working some magic, try to get it to work a bit better for us. So but we'll see on next drop. And then, yeah, like I said before, in store, it seems like Prism is pretty dried up in Walmart's. I think we said last week, some stores I saw someone post they had like 20 boxes in the back of the Walmart, and the employees were like, screw this, like, we're not waiting for the vendor, they just put them out. And it was just like 3 weeks of Prism football that hadn't been put out. So
how would you like to stumble in on that?
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be really nice. Definitely not happening near me, or you have to get pretty lucky. Yeah. But yeah, pretty awesome if you walk in on that. So yeah, I think that's it on the retail front. So we could get into some hobby news. The man who bought the Prism Black Finite 101 Mac Jones, it was just the base card, bought it for $100,000. Everyone, I guess, thought it was crazy, or there was the rumors that it was instantly flipped for like $175,000. He actually ended up grading it, and it did get a 10. So I think he had, the guy that actually bought it had someone like kind of brokering the deal for him. So I think the guy that's like kind of posting it online is not actually the dude that owns it. Rather, he's brokering the card.
He's the front man.
Yeah, he's the face of the card. So obviously, whoever actually bought it kind of wants to stay a little bit behind the scenes for whatever reason. So we'll see if that sells. I don't know. As we get closer to football, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I don't know how much. I don't know how much the grade effect. I mean, maybe a little bit, but
yeah,
it's still one of the top card. So
yeah, we'll see. I think we'll definitely see a sale though before season starts.
Yeah.
Topps, they unveiled a new All-Star Game NFT. Do you know, is this part of the candy thing?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah, some people like it, dude. I mean, people still do Top Shot, so there's definitely a market for it, but I don't know if it's growing at the pace that they expected.
I have to assume that it's retraced like all NFTs.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it was never super expensive though, and they started with pretty much cash buying. There was no Ethereum, kind of ETH layer built in. That was on their roadmap, so it's a little bit different on that front. So people didn't feel, I guess, that bad when Ethereum, Solana kind of tanked a bit. So I guess it probably did, but probably not as bad as some of the bigger Ethereum based NFTs.
To our almost down bad.
Yeah, down bad, homies. A collector donates $1 million to a $1 million Nolan Ryan collection to Stockton University in New Jersey. Shout out to Jersey.
Where's that? Where's Stockton?
I think Stockton is actually near AC, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
I'm like almost positive. Let me look that up because I did know someone that actually went there. Well, like we were in the same grade. I didn't. Yeah, that's Galloway Township. So that is, I'm pretty sure that is south, right? Yeah, it's right near AC, like literally near the AC airport. Now look at me. I know my New Jersey geography. Shout out to me.
Here's a trivia question: what was Nolan Ryan's nickname?
Oh God.
It's a lot simpler than you think it is.
Yeah, I'm so bad at trivia, bro. This is
I know,
not my strong suit. You
Yeah,
just put me under the pressure.
It's the Ryan Express.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I really knew that. Like, even after saying that.
Well, you know the big name, or like, well, not that. Yeah, Nolan Ryan's a pretty big name, but like Babe Ruth and stuff had about 15 nicknames.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we went through those last week. I think you named all 15, but.
Ooh,
yeah. Moving on though, PSA. This is pretty cool. So they sent out an email. I think it was an email. I know they tweeted it. A July special for $18 card grading through the end of the month. So you just have to be a Collectors Club member, which is $99 for the year. And you can either submit on site at the National or mail in. So $18 a card, 150-day turnaround. So pretty much half a year. That's not bad. Like $200 max declared value, I think it is.
Yeah, $199. I submit it from home. Those lines at the National are so unbelievably long. You're going to spend a half a day at least standing in that thing to submit.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they maybe do like a almost like a fast pass type system where like you get a time.
That's
you come
true.
back. I mean, I don't know why they don't do that.
They could maybe just have you package it up and put the barcode on the side like the old
Yeah. Who knows? They might have computers there, like a little kiosk. You could go up and put your cards in, print the label, package it up, and drop it in. So we'll see. That's not a bad idea at all, actually. Nat Turner, hit me up.
Trademark by Jenner.
Yeah. 1929 Star Baseball unopened pack services with Babe Ruth on the top. So it's going to auction. Over at Heritage. Yeah, it's gonna go for a lot. Interesting. I wonder why the guy doesn't open it and grade it.
Yeah, because I looked at the picture of it, and it looks in pretty. I mean, so there's obviously some discoloration just from the natural age, but it looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's only 100 years old, so I mean, how bad could it be? You know.
Yeah. I mean, centering looks better.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I'm looking at the price of the 1929. It's the R315 Babe Ruth for those of you. Oh my gosh. So raw, it's a $68,000 card was the last sale. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely not a small card at all by any means, obviously, but
not a bad find.
Yeah. Wow. Imagine just having that unopened and you happen to have the one with Babe Ruth on the front.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, shout out to them. Be interested to see what that sells for. This is a pretty crazy story. So last week was the release date, or 2 weeks ago, for Topps Definitive. So this is probably top 3 high-end baseball product with like diamond icons, transcended, if you want to even consider it in that same realm of transcendent, even though it's like literally $20,000 product.
Yeah, it's its own realm.
Yeah, it really is. It's really definitive and diamond icons for normal people. Right. And even $2,000 for a box of baseball cards is not really for normal people.
It's not the normal man's wheelhouse.
No, but so they released it. It's 8 cards. Every card's a hit. 2 patch cards and 6 autos. It could be triple auto, booklet, patch auto, pretty much anything. Has all the top rookies: Wander, Bobby Witt, J-Rod in it, O'Neal Cruz. So big time product. Well, first day, someone pulls a Austin Meadows and Randy Arozarena dual auto, and I guess it took them a little bit, but he realized the two autos looked exactly the same handwriting pretty much. And I think he took to Twitter or Blowout Forum somewhere, and people were like, yeah. And then another guy pulled the same one, same card number, and looked exactly the same. So they're like, okay, this is obviously not a real auto. And obviously, it also didn't look like either of their autos. Like Randy Arozarena has that pretty significant look to his auto. He like puts the little smiley face in it. It's pretty recognizable, honestly. If you've ever seen it once, it kind of sticks with you. So, for a couple days, people were like, what the hell? Like, $2,000 product, they got this crap in it. Well, Topps released a little press release pretty much saying, if you pull one of these cards, reach out. We're going to replace it with the actual card and also give you another box. So, I mean, I know we both got boxes. I hope this card's in mine.
Yeah.
You're getting a whole nother box.
I haven't gotten one yet. Have you gotten yours?
No, it hasn't even shipped yet. So shout out to Topps for the really quick shipping on $2,000 box.
Taking loans.
Yeah, so there was a couple theories about this. So I think the most realistic one, which kind of doesn't make sense and explain why, is they're kind of sick and tired of people not knowing where to sign on the card. I mean, there was a couple Bowman guys that like signed in the middle of the card, like just don't know where to go. So like they'll pretty much send cards that say sign here. But for dual autos, you can't put sign here because they need to know which part of the card they sign because there's two people on it. So they sign their name so they know where to sign and send that with it. So when they go through all the cards, they sign in the same spot. So people think that possibly this was that like kind of like sign here card for them, and it found its way into production. But Topps made it sound like there was more than two of these things out there, pretty much, because you figured Randy had one and Austin Meadows had one. But yeah, the wording on their press release made it sound like all 50 of these or 35. I think it was out of 35. Might be hosed. So they almost seemed ready for this, like they knew it was coming.
Yeah. What a come up though.
So because would they keep back a bunch of boxes? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, it ended up turning into just a huge come up for these guys that are opening these.
Yeah, I mean, that card's arguably one of the most expensive in the set now, by far.
Oh yeah.
You could easily get $2,000 for it now.
I wonder, are people selling that card online and then you can claim that that's your box that you open?
Yeah, I don't know, because usually they like want like a pack, or I mean, this is one box of cards pretty much, so I don't know what they're doing with that. But yeah, there were definitely people looking to buy it. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, I think they made it right for the most part. So looking forward to getting my box. So hurry up, Topps.
Yeah. Hope it's in there.
Yeah. Grading company CSG closes on 1 million cards graded since its launch on February of 2021, as they promote new VPs within the company to expand. Not using them personally.
No. It's too crowded of a space, dude. Everyone started grading companies during this boom, and I mean, we've seen what's happened to the smaller guys.
I mean, they're like a well-known name. It's just that they're just doing a lot of bad moves that are hurting them and not, building customer relationships, and they, even if they do, they're having trouble keeping them. So I'm sure those VPs got nice bonuses though. So good luck to
Shout
them.
Out.
TCG Player, which is like the largest online market for trading card game cards, to acquire Channel Fireball. So that's the largest event coordinator in the TCG world. I know we've bought a bunch of stuff from Channel Fireball with the Pokemon release, the anniversary release, maybe even some MetaZoo, I think too.
Apparently, after speaking to some of our Pokemon guys, this is a big deal.
Okay.
I don't know much about it. But
I don't either. I
do know that Charizard can't tear his ACL and be out for the year. So
yeah, he's definitely got that going for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Pokemon events are huge, so I've mixed the marketplace with in-person events as we get back to like some normalcy in the world. Probably a pretty good move. Did they disclose how much the deal was
No.
for?
Undisclosed amount.
Yeah, probably a good chunk.
Yeah,
They're not telling anyone. So, you want to take this next one?
Yeah. So, part of the things we've been doing the last couple of weeks, the National Sports Card Convention, we said 13 days away. So our topic for the day on the National is preparation. This thing is big. There's tons of people. It's arguably overcrowded, and it's going to be bigger than ever this year. Last year was the biggest one. As we talked about a couple episodes ago, they already mentioned that they're on pace to sell more tickets than they did last year for a smaller venue. So this thing is big. There's tons and tons of tables. They're all butted up against each other. There's not really you can go online and look at the map and see like booth numbers, but once you get in there with all those people, it's really hard to navigate. So preparation's key. The first thing is know what you're bringing and know the pricing. So if you're bringing stuff to sell, you want to have that stuff off the top of your head, because these dealers want stuff done quick. They don't, they pay a lot of money for these booths, so they don't want to sit there and talk about pricing and stuff and comp out stuff like you would at a normal card show. These guys want to make deals and keep moving, because if you're standing in front of their booth, you're taking up room for people that could be buying stuff. So if you are bringing stuff to sell, and it will be possible and definitely a good opportunity for some stuff to sell, just know what you're bringing, know the pricing on it, be ready to move it or not move it, and then move along. So you'll be able to see a lot of people. And what we talked about earlier, plan your days out. If you're gonna go stand in the autograph lines, if you're gonna go stand in the PSA lines, if they're not gonna, incorporate our genius idea for a scanning system, those lines can get incredibly long. I remember last year looking at the people submitting on site for PSA. Now, keep in mind, PSA was shut down at that time. But the line to submit at the National for PSA it wrapped around the side wall. It was a good, probably, I don't know, 12 to 1,300 feet long. To even get into the pavilion where they were at. So, you don't want to stand in those lines all day. The autograph stuff, if you have VIP tickets or super VIP tickets, you'll have some autograph vouchers. It can be worth it if the lines aren't terrible, but for some of the big names and stuff, like there's some huge names going to be there. Floyd Mayweather's there, Jose Canseco, a lot of Hall of Famers, basketball icons, all sports. So those lines get real long. So know what you're doing. It takes a long time. You cannot do the National. If you plan on seeing everything or trying to see everything, you're not going to be able to do it in one day. So get a couple day pass or general admission, I guess, is all that's left now. But plan out your days. And allow time. So again, there's probably, I don't know, let's say from front to back of the building, there's probably at least 15, if not 20 rows. And it's just, where, have you ever been to the convention center in AC?
I actually haven't, no.
It's 400,000 square feet, which is half the size of Chicago, but it's still enormous. So it takes a long time, very long time to walk those aisles, because there's stuff on each side. These guys, they have booths that are big squares, so they end up taking up like 2 columns. So you'll walk by it twice, once on the way down, and then you loop through and on the way back. It's impossible to see everything in a short period of time again. And the other thing too is getting into the National. If you don't have VIP or super VIP and can access it a half hour early, usually the general admission line takes a little bit to get going in the morning. You may stand in line for a good half hour at least, maybe sometimes more, just to get into the building, but just allow for that time. So again, you can go to the National Sports Card Convention website, which I should probably have pulled up, but they have a map and stuff of, like, if you want to see certain, like Card Collector 2, anyone like that, find out where their booth is and stuff like that. They'll have that map with a list of vendors on the website. It's nsccshow.com. That'll give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on. So
sweet.
That's it for today.
Yeah, just a few notes there.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, let's hop into some sports news here. Ronaldo, he's kind of been in the spotlight a little bit. PSG reject the offer to sign Ronaldo. his agent made an offer and it flopped. So PSG, they still have like Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, no?
I think so.
They
I'm not a
want
huge soccer
Ronaldo
guy, but I
too?
think so.
That sounds dumb.
But got a lot of.
Yeah, for sure. The documentary The Captain premieres in a week. Jeter breaks his silence on the gift basket story. So there's like this rumor that whenever Jeter kind of had a relationship with a woman, or you
call that,
or a night with her, whatever, he gave a gift basket. So
a
apparently,
nice one.
Yeah, apparently he's breaking his silence on the gift basket story. So looking forward to that. Yeah. We have the British Open. It is already underway.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to take it home? I have the scoreboard up, so I was trying to pick someone that wasn't like super in the lead, but
I love Rory McIlroy. I haven't looked at the
reason second. I like Rory. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my guy. That's my favorite golfer. Because he's Irish and also because he's cool. I'm gonna go with Rory just because I don't think he'll win, but I want him to.
Okay, I'm gonna take Dustin Johnson.
DJ.
Yeah.
Mr. Gretzky.
Yeah, Mr. Gretzky. So we'll run it back next week and see who's closer here.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson tweets, "Silence is golden," moments after ESPN best quarterback list is put out. I mean, what are your thoughts on Lamar as a quarterback? I think he's a little bit disrespected for what he's done. Obviously, I think he gets the same kind of treatment that like Prescott gets with. They like to bring more light to their downfalls than their successes, and I think it helps write more stories and more news and stuff.
I think he's a very good quarterback. I do not think he's anywhere near the best quarterback in the league. The problem with Lamar, I think that a lot of people have is they love to compare him to Michael Vick or want him to be Michael Vick. The problem is he doesn't have the arm strength that Michael Vick had. Michael Vick was a scrambler, but a rocket for an arm.
Yeah, but Lamar is arguably
he's a great
one of the
runner.
Like top 3 elite runners in the league. Like
between
quarterbacks and running. Yeah, it's like not even close. Like I don't know. We've like Kyler Murray, he's quick and like shifty, but Lamar is just like he's so smooth. Like it's insane. Yeah, he's got insane vision. He's probably top 1. I think he's literally has the best vision.
Best runner in the league, yeah. He might be the best runner in the entire league.
Yeah, I mean, he can make the throws. He definitely misses too. He probably misses more than some of the other guys, but
deep ball threat is where they hammer him on. I like him. I would say the best quarterback in the league. I mean, it's been Aaron Rodgers. I would say obviously Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady for the older guys. I think for the younger guys though, you got a mixture of Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, and Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, and then probably Lamar. I would say Lamar's definitely top 5 of the young guys.
I mean, they're all good. There's honestly not too many teams with like an ass situation. There's a lot.
We're going to see though too, because a lot of these top guys, especially Lamar's class range, the 2016 through 2020 stuff, they had major shakeups in their wide receiving core. So we'll see how they play this year.
That's true. Yeah, we'll see. I like Lamar though.
You're a Patty guy though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. But Lamar won me a ton of money when I bet him 80-1 to win MVP.
Yeah.
When he won MVP, so he's got a place in my heart.
Yeah. Lamar.
Yeah. Alonso, Acuna Jr., Pujols, Soto, Schwarber are listed as home run derby participants. Also, J-Rod. J-Rod is also a home run derby participant.
That was listed
Pujols. I mean, you think he's gonna get so fucking tired? Like
this was,
so tired.
This was a thank you for your service in the MLB nomination.
Yeah, I mean,
it's real weird though, dude. Real weird that it's this late and they still don't have the full list. That's never happened before.
Yeah.
Must be struggling to get people. But Pete Alonso has a chance to join only one other person. He's won the last 2. Yeah, right? Because there wasn't one in 2020, so he won it his rookie year in 2019. He won it last year. Only one other person's won it 3 times. You know what it is? Another trivia.
3 times home run derby. Is it? Is it Pujols?
It's not Pujols. It's my favorite player of all time. I think backwards hat.
Backwards hat. Who wears a freaking backwards hat?
Little lefty, sweet swinging. That probably the best looking swing in the history of baseball.
Oh, Griffey,
baby, the kid.
I don't know why it was like. I'm like, who the hell wears a backwards hat now?
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, okay, older guy. Yeah, only other one to win it 3 times. So Pete Alonso has a chance to join that company.
Yeah, he's probably going to be the favorite. I would bet him if I was to bet.
I love Schwarber. Schwarber's a lot, all time. He was.
We'll ask Solise who he's picking.
Yeah, I'd like to make a little bit. Is that insider trading? I think so. But whatever.
Probably, yeah. The American driver Colton Herta impresses in a 2-day test for McLaren F1 seat. So there's been kind of like some rumors going around that like Daniel Ricciardo is stepping away or whatever. He made a statement that he's not going anywhere. So it sounds like McLaren doesn't want him, but he wants McLaren. He's been kind of struggling a little bit. So we'll see, though.
I don't know how that works for F1 contracts and stuff. Do they have,
Yeah, they're salaried, so... Yeah, he's signed to the end of next season. Okay. I think they could buy out his contract pretty much.
Yeah. So if they want him
out. Low A will be testing chalk lines in the middle of the infield as the MLB considers shift change rules. So brutal. Matt, you're just like the goddamn guinea pigs.
Dude, it's literally a pizza slice. So if you can imagine, it goes from like 1.5 feet or 2 feet on each side of the base behind second base bag, and it meets in like a pizza slice point just before the center field grass starts. And basically that's their shortstop can't go past the left line, second baseman can't go past the other line, and it's their middle infield shift takeaway. So, interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like Rob Manfred's just trying to screw the game up even more.
Yeah, at least they're doing it in low A, right?
They dude, those poor guys. They ride a bumpy bus to every one of their games. They don't get paid shit. And,
eating bread and cheese sandwiches and
orange slices.
Newest Carolina Panthers quarterback Baker Mayfield. He bought his number 6 jersey off his teammate Johnny Hecker, who's the punter, right?
Yeah. Did you see the tweet about it when someone asked, you're such a someone tweeted at him like, you're such a great dude, like that's really nice of you, and he posted a gif of this guy leaning back with a ton of money on his chest. Funny.
I always wonder, like, it's an awkward conversation, like, bro, like you're gonna have to pony up, homie, like, but yeah,
Baker's
cool. Cool. And then the rookie update in the MLB. Do you want to rip through? Or you want me to take it?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. All right. So Wander, he's hurt. I think he's having surgery.
He's probably done for the year.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that division's insane right now. Literally everyone's above 500. The Orioles are 2 games out of wild card. Insane division. Yankees are 15 games up, but that's besides the point.
They're like dangerous.
J-Rod's still pretty consistent. Still, he's hitting 274, so down a little bit, but he's still slugging well. So Bobby Witt, he's on the up, hitting almost 250 now, almost to 300 on base, and he's been trending in the right direction. Torque is back over 200, thank God. Rutschman still hitting low 200s, but he came up a little bit late, so he's still got some time to get his feet under him. Michael Harris has been kind of coming back down to earth a little bit. Still hitting 288 with a slugging of 500 and OPS at 819. So still doing
for him.
Yeah, still doing pretty well. And then O'Neal Cruz, he's been kind of struggling a little bit, but is on the rise, hitting 218, 705 OPS. So he's been making some pretty good plays in the field as well. He's a big dude, really, really tall dude, like Aaron Judge type guy. Yeah. So
good week for rookie hunting. I mean, they're all either flat or green. So
yeah, yep, for sure. Especially as we come into the All-Star break here. But yeah, let's get into some high dollar sales and massive pulls. Pretty cool one. A Philadelphia football 1966 Jim Brown PSA 9, $22,000. a Herbert. This one's not, I never thought this was like too big of a chase, but those Glove Shield RPAs. The 101 from National Treasures last year, a PSA 8 for $23,000. Obviously, if that's like the true 101 RPA, it's like 10, 20 times on it. Yeah, a lot. So pretty, I guess pretty low sale for a 101 RPA of Herbert, but
yeah, I had to double take that because I was like, oh, it's the Glove Shield. I'm like, there's no way a Shield RPA 101 did 23K.
Yeah, no one likes the gloves. 53 Topps Mantle, SGC 7.5 for $30,000. Seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it is.
09 National Treasures Platinum Steph Curry 5 out of 5 RPA, PSA 8, $75,000. Seems like he could have got more if he sold a little earlier, but whatever, still a lot of money. And then a 2000 Playoff Contenders Championship ticket, Tom Brady auto out of 100, BGS 7 for a cool $513,000.
Something light.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some massive pulls. Before we do that, you want to make sure you're protecting those things at all costs. Our guys over at Collector Caps can make that happen for you. It's the missing piece to every top-loaded card. We say it every week. Stop putting tape on it. Definitely stop putting Scotch tape on it. That's infuriating when I buy a card online and I get it and it's taped shut like they never wanted me to open it. Instead, get yourself 360 degrees protection that looks great, multiple colorways. You can match parallels with it. That's another thing, too. If you don't have a company that you're trying to promote and don't want to get custom ones, although it's a great option, you can get really cool ones for collecting. Match your parallels. Get reds and greens, and maybe they'll make wave ones now with all the different parallels that's out there. But they look great. They protect the card, keeping it from sliding around, sliding out, which we know can be a problem. And ditch that nasty tape. So slap the cap. I think we started that hashtag last week. Did we slap the cap?
Yeah, slap the cap.
Yeah. Oh, check them out. Collector Caps on Instagram and Twitter. Shop online, collectorcaps.shop. Use code GFNF for 15% off. Get yourself some. We are right around the corner from getting our GFNF ones in. We'll show them off in some of the breaks we're doing. We got some real cool breaks coming up. I had a cool one last night, so you will see those, but stop on over there and grab some.
Sweet. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more chatter about Collector Caps on Twitter. Some big names tweeting about it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, so definitely growing. Yeah, keep it up. So let's hop into some massive polls. A lot of baseball, basketball, football, the usual suspects. The White Sparkle 101 Trevor Lawrence auto BWA breaks, huge card. huge card. Wow. What is this next one? Who is that breaker? Is that a real name?
No, so I tried to get you to say it. Okay,
oh man, I look too far ahead for you.
Yeah, we don't love bringing these guys up because they infuriate us. They are one of the bigger breakers, though. They 2022 Prism Basketball, Cade Cunningham, who apparently is the top rookie in this class, Black 101. So the biggest card in the product, the backyard break guys. And I also noticed today that they pulled a Chronicles Football Prism Black Gold Vinyl Trey Lance auto. So,
those cards are insane looking, by the way. The way
they're really cool, super cool.
Yeah, they're really sharp. Those ones. I didn't even put those together. The BYB that was backyard breaks, but it makes sense now. Trevor Lawrence 101 NFL Shield RPA from National Treasures by Bowtie Breaks.
Cool. Mac
Jones Silver Disco out of 15 from Prism from Real Breaks. 2022 Definitive Baseball Ohtani 101 MLB patch logo. Insane looking card from Leighton. And then, so cool. And then the 101 Mac Jones Prism Black Finite from Chronicles from Big City Sports. So that's a pretty
Prism Black Finite.
Prism Black Finite. Prism Black Squared Finite.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's definitely a mouthful. But a huge card. Nonetheless,
I'd take any one of those.
Yeah.
Which one of those would you could have any one of those? Which one are you picking
from that list there? Just for value wise, probably the Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Collector wise, I'm taking that Otani 101 MLB logo patch.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Bro, I feel like I could sell that Shield RPA Trevor Lawrence and buy a bunch of
A couple of the
Otanis.
others.
Yeah. So yeah, let's hit some upcoming drops real quick before we hop into our conversation with Solise. Prison basketball, I think, is what is on everyone's radar. We've seen some like pre-orders pop up on like Toy Wiz and stuff. Haven't seen it in stores or anything, so I think people are expecting it next week on Target. I think we got a little bit still, personally, but
I agree.
We'll say. And then Optic Football Hobby, obviously we talked about first off the line, but Hobby release I think is next week or the week after. I think they pushed it 2 days actually. I think it's the 22nd. So we got that coming up too. I think that's pretty much it. You got anything else?
No, that'll do it. Let's get into it with Solise.
Yeah, let's hop over with Solise and talk some sports betting. All right, guys, we got the homie Solise here. Solise is our resident Deegan gambler. He's just really good at it compared to a lot of the other people, so he helps guide us a little bit and makes us some money. But yeah, so I did give a little more of a I guess
fancy intro.
Yeah, fancier intro earlier in the podcast. I also called you our resident, because we do talk about KSR and stuff on here. I called you our resident KSR expert, which you deal with your fair share of I don't want to say stupid questions, but repetitive questions. So the sports betting stuff is a nice little change of pace in the server for you, I'm sure, from the usual stuff. But yeah, Jake, you want to take over?
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for joining us, man. We've been trying to get you on for a couple of weeks. We're excited to have you. Tell us a little about you, about what you do, and with your server and your channel and GFNF and stuff.
Yeah. So I guess about probably like 6 or 7 months ago, me and one of my friends were having a pretty good amount of success in football. And basketball season was kind of, and so I just kind of decided, like, let me just throw up a server for us where we can kind of keep track of things officially, and mostly just for fun. Obviously you want to make money too, but a little while ago, and we just kind of started tracking our plays in there, having some fun. Started basketball officially tracking in like February. I think we ended basketball season up 40 units, which I was really excited about. Held off a bit on the playoffs, and then transitioned over to baseball, which is really my favorite sport.
Mine too.
Not exactly the best season for that with the lack of home runs and stuff, but
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's something to kind of, it's something I enjoy. I like watching sports and stuff in general. So anything that involves statistical analysis, trying to figure things out, just to kind of beat the books, if you will.
Yeah.
I really enjoy. And so whenever there had been for a long, long time, I feel like a lot of members and suggestions posting that they wanted a sports betting server. And of course, it's quite literally the definition of gambling,
Yeah.
which finally, after a while, I think I just pinged Vince one day and was like, "Hey, can we? I can run this." Just because I've got a little bit of background in it, but
Right.
yeah. And now there are a lot of guys that are pretty active in there and always posting parlays and money line plays and stuff like that. I'd love to see it. So it's just a really cool, active community to kind of take away from some of the stresses of the rest of the industry.
Definitely. So you use the term unit, which for our normal members may not know what that means. Unit, correct me if I may not know what it means, but based on following some of your calls, especially during baseball season, a unit would be 10% of your allotted betting total, right?
So it's 1/20th is what
Oh,
I
1/20th. Okay.
is what I tell people. 1/20th of what you're willing to lose. Like if you lost, so for instance, my unit is $50. I don't remember what 50 times 20 is, but that's what I decided on
Yeah.
whenever I started this. So 1,000, yeah. So
Okay.
I was like, well, if I lose $1,000, like worst case scenario, I don't care, right?
Right.
And so I just take a 20th of whatever, and that would be 1 unit. And typically, especially if you're on like a heater or a cold streak, you see that fluctuate quite a bit. But yeah, a unit would just be 1/20th of whatever you're willing to lose, and say like, nah, I don't care.
So if your total's 1,000, you're making a call for a half a unit. You're getting in at 25 on that, which is cool. I know again in your specified channel in GFNF, there's a ton of activity. It's cool to see how many people are in there and actually making some money. You've been on, at least what I've been paying attention to. You're on a pretty good streak so far.
Yeah, I actually haven't calculated what I've done in that particular channel. Um, but yeah, most of the calls that I put in there are the ones that pops across the page to me. It's almost like, how, like, this can't not happen.
Yeah.
So luckily with baseball, it's typically like home runs. What you're gonna kind of, if you put a half a unit on a plus 400 home run, then you're looking at some pretty good return on that. And you don't have to hit them as often, which is what I like. You don't have to hit. Uh, whenever you got plus odds on something, your win rate really just has to be like, I think like 30 or 35% or something like that to be pretty cool. So
That's wild. Nico, you want to run through? Let's get a little insider info here.
Yeah, well, I had a couple questions for Solise just because, I have a couple buddies that are real big into sports betting. Are you like one of those ones that if you have the time, like you're watching every game that you have action in at the same time? Like I have a buddy that has like multiple TVs in his, he lives in like Hoboken. And he's got multiple TVs set up in his living room, and like he's got any game that he has action on, he's watching. Like, are you that hardcore? Or do you kind of like,
no.
Maybe that's like extra Deegan. I don't know. Like, so.
That's the step before living in a cardboard box, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good at it. He wins his fair share, but he's also betting the ponies and stuff too. So maybe that is next level.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I always think it's funny that like Jake mentioned, and you were talking about like the home run bets. Like I'll always, I miss them a lot just because like I'm just doing other stuff but I always get like, we'll notice the notifications, like if someone hits a home run or something, like I'll see like a few messages with like "you're on," like exclamation points, like people just like going crazy that whoever you guys had to hit a home run that night went deep. So it's always cool to see, and I know our success channels.
Jordan's a favorite.
Yeah, I know Jordan's always a favorite. Jordan, Judge, the usual guys.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Jordan Alvarez, man, has made me more money this year than I care to admit.
Awesome.
I mean, I'll damn near take him every day.
Yeah,
it's obviously a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, there are certain players, especially in baseball, who are so predictable because there are a lot of different stats that you look at, and that's where baseball can be a little overwhelming. There are so many stats and a lot of the like StatCast stuff that can kind of convince you or unconvince you of something that you either do or don't like. But Jordan is like arguably the easiest player that I've ever seen to predict. So we've had a ton of success on him. I love him.
yeah.
I think he's one of the most underrated players in baseball. I mean, he just doesn't get the maybe it's because of what happened with the Astros and stuff in 2017, but it seems like he's so under the radar.
We probably look at it from a card
really
perspective too.
Yeah, card perspective.
Yeah, he doesn't get as much like love just because. Yeah, that, and like he was always just considered, a DH and shit like that. But yeah, it hurts to say it, but as a Yankees fan, he's a stud for sure. That dude can absolutely rip a baseball. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, cool. Let's so I have. You might probably don't. I mean, maybe you do have them up in front of you. I don't know, but I have some a few lines of some of the NFL futures some player props and kind of team odds and stuff, and let's just rip through it and kind of where you're leaning. So I have
okay.
Yeah, no pressure. We're not keeping track. Don't worry.
Everybody should just know I don't. I do my research pretty well day of, but I'll give my best shot.
Yeah, we're just having fun. Where you leaning for? This is one I like to bet on. Most regular season passing yards. So the top, I'll give like the top 10 favorites or whatever. Herbert, Stafford, Brady, Mahomes, Derek Carr, Prescott, Josh Allen, Burrow, and Russell Wilson. Those are the top on FanDuel.
It's tough for me because what I would like to do in that instance is figure out like what the odds are for each of them. The first name that you mentioned that I really liked is probably Matt Stafford. He has been as good as I think Patrick Mahomes is. Matthew Stafford finally has weapons, and he's probably been close to or won that bet, I guess, several times in his career, and now he's actually got weapons and an offense. So I'd probably lean Stafford out of those names.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
What's Stafford's odds right now?
He's plus 800. He's he's with Brady and Mahomes also are plus 800 there.
Who's the favorite? Herbert?
Justin Herbert, yeah. That's at plus.
What's his odds on Herbert?
700.
Plus 7? Yeah.
That dude slings
he's got good weapons, and he's got a freaking cannon attached to his shoulder.
But, he could.
Yeah.
You ever, before we go into the next one, do you ever do the daily lineups, like the DraftKings, daily fantasy football lineup kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, before, because Tennessee didn't have legalized sports gambling until like at some point in time during the pandemic, whenever we were all locked in the house.
Yeah, right.
So that used to be exclusively what I did, and that's there's a lot of common denominators in that, obviously, but you're handicapped a little bit with the lineups because you can't just pick necessarily every player that you love.
Yeah, you're budgeted.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna go through some win totals. I'm just gonna pick a few that I thought were pretty interesting. What are your thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals? They have a over under for wins at 9.5, and they had 11 wins last season. I know they're always like pretty fast out of the gate, but then Kyler Murray and the team just seems to like struggle in the second half. So were you leaning on that?
Let me look up there. I don't remember if they made any changes in the offseason or not.
I think it's unfair to put Solise on the spot without us taking a guess so we can prove how wrong we are. But I'm going to take a guess on that one. I'm going to say because Russell Wilson is no longer in that division, I think I'd take the over on that.
Yeah, I think they'll win 10 games. I could see the over. I think the only offseason action they had was like that whole like drama with Kyler Murray. That was this offseason, right? Where like.
Yeah, he didn't even remove his stuff from Instagram and all that.
Yeah,
the only reason I think it's that low, and I had no clue about this, but DeAndre Hopkins is suspended for 6 games, so that's gonna hurt.
I forgot about that.
Damn.
I still might like the over on that. I think James Conner is really good at running back. I don't know if they made any changes to their own line or anything, but I know that was kind of an issue last year as well.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that once Zach Ertz got traded over there, they kind of balled out last year towards the end of the season. But I'd have to double check that too.
Yeah.
How much would it cost to rent you out and just have you with me at my fantasy football drafts this year?
For free, man. If I've got the time, I'll do anything for free.
Oh, you got to join the GFNF fantasy league this year. You got to.
Oh, true. Yeah, well, definitely.
I'm down for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, him and Ertz kind of started. It looks like now it didn't show up a lot on the win column. They did tail off towards the end of last year, but
yeah,
I don't know. I like the over on that.
Okay, I'm a big Kyler Murray hater just because like. he just collapses in the second half of the season every year, and it frustrates me because I usually always would bet him for MVP, and then it's like, oh, it's going really well, and then he just like shits the bed. So, yeah, I kind of low key kind of hate Kyler Murray, but yeah. Anyway, this one was pretty interesting. Just seeing as they were in the Super Bowl, the Bengals also at 9.5. They only had 10 regular season wins last year, but you think they still are as hot as they were going into the playoffs, or a little bit of a slump, kind of back to earth here?
I think they'll probably be under on that. I like Cincinnati, but I do think that they got hot at the right time last year, and that's
Yeah.
super important in football.
Yep.
Whenever you don't have to play a series, right? So, yeah, I might take the under on that. I just pulled up their schedule right here, and just
They
at a
got a
quick
tough one.
glance, I see they end the season at Tampa Bay, at New England, versus Buffalo, versus Baltimore. Oh,
Oofa.
and Kansas City. So like they've got
Oh
a
my
And they got to
tough.
go to Tennessee right before that too, and they're
Yeah,
playing the Chiefs.
it's
The
they've got a
meat.
pretty easy, and I say this with my Dallas Cowboys on there. I don't know how
Oh man,
frequently,
you're
Let's
both
go.
Cowboy fans.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
man.
but yeah, though I could easily see them starting the season, 5-1, 4-2, something like that, but then going on a 4 or 5 game skid there at the end, which is
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
tough to recover from
that's
those.
that's a super tough back half there.
Hmm
17. Oh, the other thing to note on some of these over-unders too is there's 17 games this year.
Oh yeah, actually I didn't think about that.
Oh,
So
that's very true. I
Then
also didn't think about that.
that 9.5 feels like a steal,
yeah,
steal bid,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah, these are this year. This is definitely this year. This is
1, 2,
updated
3,
today.
4,
we're gonna have to
5,
start
6.
charging for these podcasts now, bro.
Yeah.
Like charge people to listen with all this alpha.
Well, that kind of ruins
Yeah,
my.
they've got 10 wins on that schedule. I
Yeah.
double
Okay.
checked. I counted them.
Okay.
Mark, book it.
Yeah. One more. I have one more. Just because they had a pretty big, they lost obviously a pretty big name on their team, the Packers. So they're also tied with the Bucks and the Bills at 11.5. Do you think like losing Devontae Adams is going to be that much of a killer for them? Or obviously we've seen Aaron Rodgers work with like literally D League receivers, like dudes with like names that legitimately sound fake, and still somehow figure it out. I know their defense is pretty rock solid too. You think they're going over 11.5 again?
Well, 11.5. Boy, that one's tough. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take
The
that.
division stinks. They play the Bears, my Bears
That's true.
twice. So that's
It's
2 wins.
Yeah,
I can't bet
division's not
against Aaron
great.
Rodgers. It's unreal.
No, you just can't at this point. It'd be silly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
You get the Lions twice. Did the Vikings have anybody? I don't think so. You get the Bears twice.
That's true.
Yeah,
Damn, they got some nice games.
They might go undefeated in the division. I mean, the division's real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could. He's been picking that division apart for far too long. He's 5-1, 6-0, something like that on just from those games alone.
Plus,
Yeah.
it looks like a lot of the bigger teams they're playing outside of the Bills, which
Could be
would
at
include-
Lambeau.
Yeah, the Titans, the Cowboys, the Rams, all of them are at Lambeau. So
Cool. All right. So to finish up football, let's do a little MVP, a like favorite and long shot, and then a little Super Bowl odds. So MVP obviously at the top. You got the usual suspects: Josh Allen, Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, Herbert, Burrow, Prescott, Stafford, Russ, Kyler, Lamar, and then let me see what kind of action we got in the kind of long shot. I don't even think there's anyone I would even call out. Honestly, usually there's like someone in the.
Justin Fields.
Where's he at? I can't even if he's even on the list. I don't even think he made the list.
He's not. He's in like the CFL's list.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you got Carr at 3,300. I thought that was pretty interesting. I feel like a lot of people might throw a couple flyers on that. But you like anyone for MVP this year? Maybe not super at the top, but a little more middle of the pack kind of guy.
I think so. What you'll hear a lot of cappers do whenever they answer this question is they'll say, if I had $100, I'd put this much here. And some people will go 100 all on one guy. What I would probably do if I had $100 to bet I would take Patrick Mahomes for 50. And if that hits, you're getting, looks like consensus pretty well, 800 odds. Looks like you get it for 900 on on DK. But other than that, I would put the other 50 on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lamar too. For a dude that can just take over a game with his feet, he can do, have a magical season again. I like that.
If they give him any help this year, because he's already ticked off, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw that Bernard Pollard interaction he had on Twitter yesterday, but
yeah, we actually addressed it earlier in the podcast about his "Silence is Golden" tweet after the ESPN list came out.
Yeah, it's just a guy that people have been doubting for a long time. I've seen it several times. I myself, I'm like, hey, that guy's, he's that guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean they got rid of Hollywood Brown too, right? So I always felt like he was, trying to force some passes to him because he's like more of a deep ball kind of guy, Hollywood. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see if that. I feel like that might actually help him a little bit. But I always love watching him play. I feel like guys like that are in that position where they can be, and just single-handedly take over the game. It's like when they have like that, like a mediocre game, it just like absolutely kills like everyone's, projected output for them for the rest of the season. It's like, oh, Lamar had, he only rushed for 90 yards, like dude's beat like the rest of the season. So, but cool. Yeah, I like that too. I might sprinkle a little bit on the homie Lamar.
I feel like you guys chatted before this without me. You guys like the Cowboys and Mahomes. It's like,
no,
we got a separate thread.
Yeah. Something's going on. Something stinks.
No. All right, and then for the last one for football, who are you taking for a Super Bowl? Who's your team?
Give me the Bills.
Yeah, I like that call. I like that call a lot.
It's got to be Bills Mafia year at some point, right? Like,
yeah. Well, Solise, here's an interesting tidbit on the Bills that may give them a boost this year. Al, who's our breaker, Easton Box Breaks in the group, he lives in Buffalo, big Bills guy. He wants us to come out for a game, and we told him the only way we're doing it is if we're going through tables like the Bills Mafia. So me and Nico going through some tables might give them the boost they need to get there.
Yeah, there's literally not going to be a safe table within 5 miles of wherever we are.
I'm going through them all.
Bills
table in a 5-mile radius.
Yep. I'm kind of surprised the Niners are. I know Shanahan is like a decent coach. They're pretty up there on the odds.
Really, that surprises me.
Yeah, they're like.
Jimmy G going to be the guy all year?
Like plus 1,500 I'm looking at, like plus 1,600. I would take the Chargers over them personally. I just think Herbert, coaching aside, like just your talent standpoint.
Who's the favorite? Who's the favorite in that list?
The Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that call.
Yeah.
And that one's tough because like the favorite doesn't win that often.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting picks on here as you get a little bit farther down the list. But
can you short picks? I'd like to put $1 million on the Bears to not win the Super Bowl.
I don't know if you
wouldn't. Yeah, you can bet on like maybe on DraftKings. I'm not sure. I know on FanDuel you can't. I don't know. I don't know if you can bet against a team to win a Super Bowl. The odds would be like negative.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, I'm taking the under. On whatever the Bears win-loss total is, I'm taking the under.
Man, you feeling good about your team, huh?
I don't care if it's 3 wins, man. Under.
That feels safe. Safe.
Cool. All right, and we can close out with this brutal grind of choosing some picks here with the home run derby. So, I think they finally have the names finished. So, we have Alonso, Schwarber, Ronald Acuna, my homie J-Rod, Jose Ramirez, Soto, Corey Seager, and Albert Pujols. Probably the most interesting home run derby lineup.
Albert Poole? How the hell did Albert Poole?
Yeah.
He's
Ronaldo
110
way
years
into
old,
that
bro.
pool.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like, we are so confused by that. I know he's like closing in on 700 home runs in his career, but Jesus Christ, just, I don't know, celebrate the man like halfway through the tournament instead of taking a spot away from someone. But Schwarber right now is actually the favorite at plus
He's the home
300.
run leader. Yeah, he's leading the home runs.
I mean, but then everyone's like relatively close. Obviously, Pujols is, the long shot.
I'm taking my boy Pete Alon, Big Meat Pete.
Yeah, he's he's plus 400, and then you got Acuna, Soto, and J-Rod at plus 6, Seager at 7, and then Jose Ramirez at plus 1,000. So Jake, you're taking Alonso. I mean, out of principle, I think I have to take Julio because he's my dude.
Yeah, I'd love to see Julio.
That kid's electric.
Yeah, he really is.
How about you, Solise? Who are you taking?
On that list, I'd either take Alonso or Soto. Maybe leaning towards Soto. I think Soto would have a lot. Soto gets walked a lot, so his biggest issue with like on paper home runs is just that he doesn't get as many opportunities as everybody else. He gets walked a ton.
What stadium is it at?
It's in LA.
Yeah, that's a good question.
But
Is it Dodger Stadium?
I thought it was just at Dodger Stadium. Was it not?
Maybe not. I mean, there's only 2 stadiums in LA. It's the Angels. And
it is. Yeah, it's at Dodger Stadium again. What's their right field like? I actually don't know. I actually don't know what their.
Yeah, if you could find out the dimensions on that and see, because then lefty versus righty is going to matter a ton, depending which of those 2 fields it's
Okay,
at.
so left field's 330.
It's like symmetric. It's like exactly
385. Yeah, 385 to left center and right center. Center field's 395. Right, yeah. So it's the exact same all the way around. 55-inch height,
Even
which is
playing
4.5 feet.
Okay, yeah, and that doesn't matter so much, but yeah, I would think one of either Alonso or Soto should take that one. They're a little bit like, I like Schwarber, but Schwarber is, I don't think, and I say this knowing that he had a ton a few years ago in this competition, but he's a little bit thicker, you know.
Yeah,
he may get worn out.
He's thick in the haunches.
Yeah. He may be worn out, but if he makes it to the finals, he might be a little bit tired. But Soto and Alonso,
Albert Pujols might die in the first round. That guy, you're talking about being tired, man. Holy cow!
He had a home run yesterday, I think. So
yeah, I mean he's got to be gassy.
He's got to work for that, dude. He's got to really work for that home run. So
yeah,
I mean Soto's probably my favorite player in the league, but I got to go with I'm going to go with Pete Alonso to tie Ken Griffey for the most home run derby wins of all time.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I think that'd be
I'm going to be dead wrong. You're going to be right. I'm going to be wrong. But I like to voice it so people know I'm wrong.
Yeah. And just in case, every dog has their day, so you might get it.
I appreciate that.
You got to get ahead of it, though. That's smart. Hey,
at least I know
this is not going to hit. And then whenever it does, you act like,
and
I told you.
And if it doesn't, it was so long ago that no one's going to remember, so you're good.
That could be another strategy for the server, so just fade my action. Whatever I'm doing.
I like it.
I've had those runs. Where it's take whatever. If you could bet on walks, if you could bet on a player's walks, there are a few times this year where I would have made people a lot of money, I think.
Oh man. We're gonna do the part of the community team. We're gonna put out a little prop bet sheet for the home run derby on Monday for the group. So make sure you fill that out and show these kids who's boss.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll probably get dead last. The people who think they know probably know the least whenever it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Again, Solise, we appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule to hop on and chat with us. And hopefully, we'll have you back on. Maybe we'll do a little. Maybe we'll kind of write these down and revisit where we all picked halfway through the football season and revisit some of these bets. But Yeah, again, man, we appreciate it. Jake, you got anything else?
No, man, greatly appreciate it. We'll get you back during the middle of football season, so we can lock in some final bets.
Awesome.
Thank you. Sounds good, guys. Thank you guys for having me.
For sure,
Hey,
bro. All right, guys, we will catch you guys next week. Thanks.